Advanced queries in Microsoft Access. What will you learn? In this lesson, you will learn how to design queries that help you filter and view information in a clearer and more meaningful way. Queries make large sets of data easier to understand because they allow you to focus only on the information you need at that moment. Before we look at more advanced queries, let us remind ourselves what a query actually is. A query is a tool that lets us search and filter information in a table or across several linked tables. It also helps us view selected records rather than the whole list. This is useful because raw data can be long and confusing, but a query allows us to pull out exactly what we are looking for. In this lesson, we will build on what we learnt before and create more precise and flexible queries. Let's begin by quickly reminding ourselves how to build a basic query that joins our three tables: students, subjects, and school. We go to the Create ribbon and click Query Design. We then add the three tables. Next, we choose the fields we want to see. From School table, we select School ID. From Students table, we select student name and surname. And finally, from Subjects, we select the subject name. If we run the query, we get one list showing students, their surnames, and the subjects they study. We already created this in a previous lesson, so there is no need to save it again. Now let's open the query we already have and make some changes. Right-click the name of the query and choose Design. Imagine we want to see all students who chose Maths as a subject. We simply type Maths in the criteria row under Subject Name. When we run the query, Access shows only those students. This helps the school administration view information quickly without going through the whole list. We might want to be even more specific. For example, we can ask to see all students who study Maths and have the name Stephanie. In that case, we type Stephanie in the criteria under Student Name. When we run the query, we can clearly see who fits both conditions. Clearing the criteria returns the full list again. Sometimes we want the database to ask the user for information instead of having a fixed value inside the query. This makes the query flexible because it will work with any student the user types in. We do this by writing a short message inside square brackets in the criteria. When the query runs, Access displays the message and asks the user to type the name. This is useful because the same query can now be used for any student, not just one name hard-coded in the design. Let's take it a step further and try filtering the students by their dates of birth. First, let us add date of birth because we didn't include it when we first created the query. We double-click the field from the Students table. When we run the query again, we can now see an extra column showing the date of birth of each student. If we only want students born on or after the 1st of January 2010, we type a condition in the criteria, greater or equal to 1/1/2010. When we run the query, Access shows only the students who match this date condition. This kind of filter is useful when organising students by year group or checking eligibility for certain activities. We might decide that the school ID field is not helpful for this view, so we can untick it from the show row. We can also sort the list by subject. Sorting helps us see patterns and group sizes more clearly. When all students studying the same subject are grouped together, it becomes easier for the school to plan timetables and classrooms. When we run the sorted query, we can immediately see how many students take English, geography, or maths. Finally, let's take a glimpse of what is happening in the background when creating and making changes to queries. Although Access makes query building simple, it is useful to understand that there is real programming happening in the background. This programming language is called SQL, which stands for Structured Query Language. You do not need to learn SQL at this stage, but viewing it helps you understand how Access thinks. If we right-click the query name and choose SQL View, Access shows the code that controls the query. For example, it shows the condition for the date filter. It shows how Access sorts by subject. It shows how the tables are linked. This code can even be copied elsewhere, for example into ChatGPT, to check for mistakes or to learn more about how SQL works. This concludes our learning journey on queries. Understanding the logic behind them helps you see that databases follow simple rules when presenting information, making the results easier to follow and understand.
Save the file on your desktop and upload it to OneDrive or Google Drive. Remember to write finished or incomplete at the end of the file name. Also, consider adding your initials at the end of the file name so you can find your own work easily.